The discussion centers on renewed scrutiny of former King Juan Carlos of Spain, prompted by a paywall report in El País that the narrator could not access in full, and the Wayback Machine was down. According to summaries circulating online, the article alleges that after Juan Carlos's accession in 1975, he received roughly $10 million from a Saudi monarch, which was deposited into a Swiss account and not declared to Spain's tax authorities. It also cites a separate Saudi loan of about $50 million that he purportedly invested, netting around $18 million in profit, again, with questions raised about whether these funds were declared. The thrust is that Juan Carlos may have amassed a substantial private fortune through dubious channels connected to his position. These claims land awkwardly against his once soaring reputation. Juan Carlos was hugely popular for guiding Spain back to democracy after Franco's death. He could have centralized power, but did not, and for decades he was celebrated as a stabilizing, modernizing monarch. The narrative now suggests that from the start, a benevolent image may have masked a drive for personal enrichment. Complicating matters is a more recent development. Reports that Juan Carlos set up a foundation, or trust for his daughters, intended to provide them with ongoing stipends. Critics ask why, given that his daughters are in their 50s or 60s and long removed from sustained working royal duties. They should need lifetime payments. The optics are poor at a time when questions about the provenance of the former king's wealth linger. Investigations or scrutiny into the structure and funding of that foundation raise the stakes further. All of this creates headaches for King Felipe VI. Despite Felipe's careful, professional approach, the controversies around his father keep casting a shadow. Spanish media has long chronicled tensions within elite circles. Some segments of the aristocracy reportedly remain loyal to Juan Carlos and are critical of Queen Letizia, while others back Felipe's cleaner, more transparent line. The narrator defends Letizia as competent and disciplined rather than aloof, noting her journalistic background and suggesting she has helped modernize the monarchy's public communications, citing the Casa Real YouTube channel's straightforward coverage of engagements and sizable audience. Social media observers who track the Spanish royals add fuel to the narrative. One commentator, Jose, hinted that early images linking Juan Carlos to a woman named Barbara were only the beginning, predicting more explosive revelations to come, and cautioning that normalization of scandal is a mistake. The sense is that this story could expand, which is troubling for the current palace, especially given Juan Carlos's prolonged stay abroad, often associated with Abu Dhabi, to sidestep glare and pressure at home. The broader point is that in monarchies, family members can be either assets or liabilities, and their status can flip. The narrator compares this dynamic to the British royals. Figures like Prince Harry or Prince Andrew once added luster and later became reputational risks. In Spain, the pattern recurs in a related thread involving Infanta Cristina, one of Juan Carlos's daughters. Cristina's former husband served prison time over a financial scandal, and while she has since divorced, she herself faced intensive legal scrutiny during that saga, even if her culpability was not established in the same way. Now there are reports she is spending more time in Spain and at the Zarzuela Palace after years in Geneva, prompting talk that she might reappear in a more semi-official capacity. Given her past proximity to scandal and the questions surrounding Juan Carlos's new foundation, such a return would likely be controversial. Meanwhile, Felipe's own daughters are charting a forward-looking course. Princess Leonor, the heir, is undergoing military training. Infanta Sophia is completing her secondary education in Wales, at the same school Leonor attended and other European royals have used. Their trajectories underscore Felipe's bid to normalize and professionalize the crown's image. In sum, the picture painted by these reports and commentaries is of a monarchy striving to move on while grappling with the legacy of a former king whose financial dealings remain under a cloud. The alleged Saudi payments, the Swiss accounts, and the foundation for his daughters, if substantiated, pose reputational risks not only for Juan Carlos but for the institution. Whether Infanta Cristina becomes more publicly active, and whether more documentable revelations emerge about Juan Carlos's finances, will determine how much turbulence the royal household still faces.